From news and views, issues and opportunities, we'll have in-depth conversations with decision makers to find out what they know and what they think. I'm Rico Hizon, inviting you to join the exchange because your business is our business.
Ako na maswerteng mananalo.
Big prizes await, including a house and lot. But this isn't a game show. It's a joint campaign to get Filipinos vaccinated against COVID-19. Millions more doses are arriving this month, but many are resisting vaccines.
Baka may side effects po kasi.
Ayaw ko po magpabakuna.
Local governments are dangling perks and prizes. But will vaccine incentives work? Some businesses are also getting creative to promote the national immunization drive, like this group that's doing its share to boost vaccine confidence while serving the Filipino diners evolving tastes in our sweet vision. Million more doses are expected to boost the vaccine supply this month. Our working kababayans will begin getting immunized, but vaccine hesitancy is still getting in the way. But some local governments are being clever in enticing people to get the shot. Let's now have a bakuna exchange with San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora and Rafi Sevilla, Chairman of Barangay Sukat in Muntinlupa. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Mayor Francis, let's start off with you. What is the city's incentive program to convince more San Juan residents to get vaccinated?
First of all, Rico, thank you for having me once again on CNN. Last week, I issued Executive Order number 81, the Executive Order number 82 first. Basically, it encourages all businesses in the city of San Juan to give any discount or privilege to anyone, regardless if you're from San Juan or not, to anyone who can show a vaccination card. It's a win-win situation because for the vaccinee, they will enjoy a perk or a discount. At the same time, for the business establishment, it will increase the foot traffic in their stores. I also issued Executive Order number 81, wherein we are encouraging all businesses to have all their employees vaccinated, because once all of their employees are vaccinated with 2 doses, we will now install a safety seal sticker in front of their store or the entrance.
These are indeed, Mayor, very attractive incentives for residents and our kababayans to get themselves inoculated. For Chairman Rafi, what are the incentives for Barangay Sukat members to get them immunized?
Dito po sa amin, we initiate a gimmick, it's a raffling, right raffling every Sunday, so every week. Bali kasi ang vaccination namin dito ay Monday to Saturday. Accumulated yung na-vaccinate, automatic meron silang raffle ticket. Every Sunday po ang draw ng 20 sacks o 25 kilos each na bigas.
So Chairman Rafi, meron na bang nanalo nitong mga sacks of rice sa weekly raffle ninyo? At marami na bang nagpabakuna kasi sa weekly raffle na ito?
Yes, opo. Initially, nag-first draw kami last Sunday, 20 winners po. Then, yung immediate response po doon sa aming gimmick, ay nakita namin, una, ang purpose ko kasi namin na just necessarily to give free rice on a raffling, Kung hindi ma-spread out namin yung balita, bakit mayroong raffle ng bigas? Dahil vaccination. Bakit ba may vaccination? Pag nagtanong yung tao, doon kami papasok on another set of effort, o gimmick ulit, para maiparating namin sa kanila yung kahalagahan ng vaccination. Although medyo bago pa ito, pero nararamdaman namin we are winning kasi recently talagang tumaas yung vaccine namin, yung numbers of vaccine namin.
That is good news. That is good news that more of your residents are getting themselves vaccinated because of these incentive programs. But Mayor Francis, if you take a look at this SWS survey, it attributes the high vaccination hesitancy rate to the fear of dying from a vaccine's adverse after effects. Do you think, Mayor, the incentives program will be able to overcome these fears?
Rico, for me, personally, our incentives are just an added way to entice our constituents. Kumbaga, we're just trying to be creative because it doesn't hurt to add some enticement into getting people to get vaccinated. But for me, more important than the incentives is really to educate and inform our people regarding the truths and the facts about the vaccine. Ako, kaya kong sabihin, nakadalawang dose na ako ng Sinovac. Ako'y buhay na buhay, malakas ang pangangatawan, walang naramdaman na kahit anong side effect. So para sa akin, Rico, the close to 30,000 San Juaneños whom we have vaccinated already, their word of mouth is very powerful. Pag uwi niyan sa kanilang mga tahanan, makukwento sa kanilang pamilya, mga kapitbahay, natapos na silang magpabakuna, walang naramdaman anumang side effects. At ito ang talagang makakapagtaas ng kumpiyansa.
And this indeed, these testimonials, Mayor Francis, is sufficient to get more of the residents of San Juan to get themselves vaccinated sooner rather than later. They should not wait. But let me ask you, how are you prepping for the vaccination of the A4 priority list or the economic frontliners this month?
Rico, we have opened already our second vaccination site, which is the Green Hills Shopping Center, cinemas, specifically Green Hills Theater Mall 1 and 2. Ito kasi yung aming main commercial area, ang Green Hills Shopping Center. In fact, it is our main business district. So we purposely set it up here so that the A4 of San Juan, meaning the residents of San Juan and also the non-residents who are working in San Juan can get vaccinated. Ito kasing aming programa sa bakuna, open ito for all A4s living in San Juan, also for non-residents working here in our city. All they have to do is register. In fact, we have coordinated with the mall management of Green Hills Shopping Center and the other big commercial establishments to get a master list of all their employees so that we can better coordinate with them. And the IATF has promised us the needed vaccines. So wala akong inaalala naman sa supply ng bakuna. Ngayon nga, we still have 14,000 first doses left. So if and when the IATF will announce that on Monday A4 will start, we are very much ready for that.
Chairman Rafi, we were talking about with Mayor Francis about itong mga doses. No? Maraming nagkakaroon ng first dose pero hindi sila bumabalik for their second dose. Nakakalimutan nila. In your barangay, are vaccinees completing their second dose? And are you monitoring all of these developments?
Yes, actually, same sentiment po kami with Mayor Sabara. Yun din po ang nagiging problema namin, second dose. No? Same din po, ang gusto namin mangyari na yung po mga nakapag-vaccinate na ng first and second dose, hihingan po namin sila ng konting encouraging word para marinig po ng mga soon to be vaccinated. Kasi po, usually, ang nakikita po kasi naman namin na po yung problema yung aming indigent. No? Kasi po, initially, nung inaugural week ng vaccination, yun yung mga taga-subdivision talagang nagdadagsaan eh. Ang napansin lang namin, kaya ako kami nagkamap sa rafting gimmick, yun pong mga nasa indigent namin, which medyo malaki ko sa barangay namin, ay nangangamote ho kami. So kaya we come up to idea na ng rafting, at least pati yung second dose, mahit namin yung may encourage namin sila.
We really need this second dose to fully protect our kababayans from this COVID-19 pandemic. Maraming salamat po sa inyong dalawa for this Bakuna Incentive Exchange. San Juan City Mayor Francis Zamora and Rafi Sevilla, Chairman of Barangay Sukat in Muntinlupa. And we want you to join our discussion today. Do you believe incentives will help boost vaccine confidence? Leave a comment on our social media pages and I will read your responses later during the program. And now here's a rundown of the week's top business stories. Socioeconomic Planning Secretary Carl Chua says families should have more activities outside their homes to jumpstart economic activities. Food manufacturing giant Monde Nissin The makers of Lucky Me officially begins trading on the local stock exchange after a successful and historic maiden offering. And just in time for the Pride Month, a new LGBTQ exchange-traded fund launched on Wall Street in the United States, showcasing companies that embrace diversity and equality. And straight ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business. Find out what else you can get after that COVID-19 shot. And the makers of Super Mario and Pokemon is building a museum. Details straight ahead on CNN Philippines. News you can use, news you can trust.
Kahit wala, okay lang.
Medyo nakakapag-alangan din po eh.
Depende sa bakuna siguro.
Hindi na siguro kailangan kasi para naman sa sarili mo yun eh.
Glad you're staying with us right here on the exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Power outages hit Luzon this week due to unplanned shutdowns of power facilities. Well, the Energy Regulatory Commission has given power producers 7 days to explain what happened. The agency says 13 of the 35 generation companies have already submitted their explanation. A number of cities and businesses are encouraging people to get vaccinated through perks and prices. Will these help boost vaccine confidence? Let's now have an exchange with mental health first aider, Zara Hernandez. Zara, thank you so much for joining us. Close to 4 million Filipinos have already been given their first dose and over 1 million have been fully vaccinated. Why is the vaccine hesitancy rate still high in the country?
Based on my discussions with people, there are really 3 things that bring this hesitancy in our country. Number 1 would be a general fear of vaccine side effects, and that's really quite normal since COVID-19 is still very much a new mysterious illness for the general public. And of course, the treatment brings a lot of fear. Secondly, accessibility is a challenge. So manual options to register and avail of vaccines should still be at the forefront of information. And there has been glitches in registration, which can be quite a deterrent. Lastly, there is a brand preference in our country.
Yes.
So this is really based on familiarity and the track record of the American and European brands that we're familiar with, that we use for our children. So this is quite a big hurdle for us.
Yes. So many of our kababayans are having this mental struggle. If I will be protected from COVID with this vaccine brand or not, or will I die from its adverse after effects? As a mental health first aider, what is your advice to them? What should be my mindset to make that decision to get myself immunized?
So my mindset, or the person's mindset to have them immunized, is really safety, public safety, health and safety for themselves and for the people around them. It's really not just for them, but for their family members and the people that they work with. But we really need to break that barrier, that fear. So a continuous campaign, vaccine education on its benefits, and propaganda, counter propaganda, basically to eradicate the beliefs and fears of side effects and efficiency or efficacy of the vaccines.
Sarah, let's listen in now to this report of CNN's Nick Watt on the various incentive programs in the United States.
I still can't believe it. It was a crazy night.
Actually, she was Ohio's first $1 million vaccine lottery winner, which has boosted vaccination rates in the state.
Other governors, saw that this was working. They reached out to us for information.
California's governor just announced $50 gift cards with every shot and $1.5 million lottery jackpots for 10 winners.
We're making available the largest prizes of any state in America.
CVS launches a sweepstake for those getting a shot. Prizes include cash, Super Bowl tickets, a European or Caribbean cruise, or a long weekend in Bermuda. Walmart now planning vaccination sites actually inside schools. 40% of all Americans are now fully vaccinated, which means 60% are not. States are reopening. New Jersey lifts most mask mandates in the morning, just in time for the start of summer. And when the NFL kicks off in the fall, no more of this. They're planning on packed stands.
Zara, I'm taking that next flight to the United States tonight. Okay, $1 million lottery jackpots, trips to the Caribbean. With these perks, I would really want to get vaccinated there. And you heard our LGU leaders earlier with their incentives, house and lots, discounts, special offerings, and promotional items and others. Will this help get more of our kababayans immunized?
So any sort of incentive will help, but it's not sustainable and not without its risks and, of course, sensitivities, especially when it's implemented in the workplace and not just in our LGU. So to incentivize a program, really, there is a gap and we need to address this. So, but again, so at this rate, it's a race for herd immunity and we do what we can as fast as we can. So bottom line, incentivizing vaccination now is a band-aid solution, but it's a solution we need to propel us to normalcy. Given this, of course, we need to have the continuous efforts for gaps in the incentivization is trying to address. Now we need to put effort in education and communication.
Yes, education, communication. We shouldn't just be thinking of ourselves, but we should also be thinking of the people around us in our workplace. That's why we need to get ourselves vaccinated. And of course, as you mentioned, herd immunity. Do what we can to get to that end goal, to resume our normal lives as soon as possible without the face mask, the face shields, the social distancing, and drinking all these types of vitamins to increase our immunity.
Yes, that's right. So we really have the same goal of normalcy in terms of operations and services, and of course, having our economy back on track. So that's the end goal there.
And who do you believe will be at the forefront of this incentive initiative? Should it be the public or the private sector or both?
Desperate times call for desperate measures, Rico, and both sectors have a common goal. We all have a common goal. So it's really time for all of us to just contribute what we can towards that goal. Even individuals, really incentivizing and helping even the people around you to go towards their LGUs and have their vaccinations done.
Thank you so much, Zara, for this Bakuna Incentives Exchange. Mental health first aider, Zara Hernaez. And now here are some other perks you can get after that COVID-19 dose. Free desserts once you show your vaccination card to this restaurant. Valid for dine-in customers and take-out only with a minimum purchase. You can also get free desserts from this cake shop if you just dough it. Save a big buck on orders for cakes, cookies, or cupcakes. You can also get a free upsize on any drink from this coffee shop after your first or second dose. While this pub is saying cheers to those who have been vaccinated with a free beer. Don't forget your vaccination cards to avail of these promos. And still ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business. The company that brought the Michelin star Din Tai Fung to the country also has some tricks up its sleeve to help promote vaccinations. We will have a food exchange with Abanapa of the Moment Group. And here's one for gaming fans. A Nintendo museum is in the works in Kyoto, Japan. That's straight ahead, right here on CNN Philippines. News you can use, news you can trust. Glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Fast food giant Jollibee closed one of its stores in Bonifacio Global City for 3 days. The move comes after a netizen aired frustration after a deep-fried towel had been delivered instead of fried chicken from the store. Jollibee will review the branch's compliance and retrain its staff to make sure the incident will not happen again. In the United States, Las Vegas has reopened completely for the first time in more than a year. Businesses are back at full capacity without restrictions as vaccinations drive down new COVID infections. In Japan, Nintendo is turning a former manufacturing plant in Kyoto into a public gallery. The video game giant behind Super Mario, Animal Crossing, and Pokemon will showcase Nintendo's storied history and products in a museum set to be completed in 2024. The business of food is very much alive. This company continues to serve the Filipino diner's palate while helping in the national vaccination program. Let's now have an exchange with Aba Napa, co-founder of the Moment Group, which brought the Michelin star Din Tai Fung to the country and is also the home to other popular brands such as Manam and Uma. Aba, thank you so much for joining us on the program. Why are you offering these discount and freebie incentives for our kababayans who have been vaccinated?
Hello, Rico. Thanks for having us. Well, Moment Group is super happy to be supporting this wonderful campaign called the Smart Bakuna Benefits Program. The program was conceptualized by Task Force T3, which is a consortium of private companies that partnered together to help the IATF and the NTF in battling this pandemic. So the Smart Bakuna Benefits Program rewards Filipino citizens for getting vaccinated and really helps with the government's rollout of vaccinations and also with the mindset of vaccination hesitancy. So all you have to do is go on and register, get vaccinated, show your vaccination card, whether it's your first or second dose. And you can actually go to the ingat-angat.com website and find over 150 F&B and restaurant brands that are offering exclusive deals for the vaccinated.
That's great, especially for our kababayans who love to eat out or even take out, right, Aba? But share with us some of the appetizing incentives your group is offering to those vaccinated.
Well, we have actually a number of brands in our portfolio. Like you mentioned, Manam is our Filipino brand. We have our sushi brand, Uma, Din Tai Fung. We have our burger brand, 8 Cuts, and our new cookie brand, Mo Cookies. And just to make it simple for everyone, what we've decided to do is for any vaccinated customer that comes to any of our restaurants, any of these brands, we give them a free Moment loyalty card. And what that loyalty card does is it gives you many discounts anytime you visit any of our restaurants over the course of 1 year. So it starts off at 10%, goes all the way up to 20%, and you can use it across all our brands.
These are very attractive incentives indeed. What has been the reception, Aba, to the discounts and the freebies so far? For people who have been vaccinated? Have we seen more people using it and more vaccinated people visiting your restaurants?
Yes, it's only actually started June 1, so it's only literally been for 72 hours. But we see every day more and more people come that are aware of the Bakuna Benefits campaign and present their vaccination card and get a loyalty card. So we're very happy with the take-up so far. And more than just that, actually, starting September, also your favorite retail brands will come aboard the campaign and start offering also amazing deals for people that have been vaccinated. So that's something to look forward to.
Definitely, no. We really need these incentives to get more of our kababayans immunized, because if you get more of them immunized, then it further opens up the economy. And when you further open up the economy, this benefits all of the retailers like the Moment Group.
Well, not just that, but it also benefits the livelihood and the sustenance for everybody that works in the consumer sector, which is really, I think the big push here. We really like to help the economy get back to normal, but also it has to be in a safe way. That's why it's important to tie it up with a vaccination program such as this, because at the end of the day, in order to get back to real normalcy, we need to be safe, not just protecting ourselves, but also those around us.
And how have you adjusted your business over the past 14 months since the start of the lockdowns? I'm sure it's been really tough because most of your physical stores have also been shut down and you've been relying on online orders.
Yes. It hasn't been a walk in the park, Rico. I think it hasn't been for any of us. But I think, what the silver lining is for us in F&B is that, and especially for us at Moment, is, we really love to create. create new, not just new dishes and foods, but new brands and new experiences. And, for the longest time, our bread and butter, as it is for the whole industry, whether that's us in casual dining or McDonald's and Jollibee in fast food, is really been about feeding people inside the four walls of our restaurants. And that's always what we've created for. And, that all of a sudden changed because of the kind of pandemic that this is, which is a health pandemic, converging around the table to enjoy food and drink with people you love became something that wasn't possible, right? And so we actually learned how to create new products and new experiences to feed people outside of our four walls, to feed them in their homes or wherever they may be sheltering in place, whether that's on a bed tray in their bed or a cubicle in their office or on their laps eating while they're in a car somewhere. So it's opened up, I guess the silver lining is it's opened up a lot of new opportunities and imaginative endeavors for people in F&D. And I really look forward to seeing those flourish, especially as we enter into a recovery phase now that everyone is slowly getting vaccinated.
But Aba, a lot of your fellow food entrepreneurs have also been struggling during these challenging times. What would be your advice to them to tide them over as they continue to face these very challenging moments in their business?
That's such a big question, Rico. You're putting me on the spot. But I guess two things. One, as I said, is you really need to dig deep and see how you can create foods and products that are relevant to what the Filipino diner needs today. We needed to serve food that was solo size, like in a picnic box. So that's one thing we did. So I think it's about being creative and also about working with your team to find ways to support each other.
Thank you so much for this food incentive exchange. Aba Napa, co-founder of the Moment Group. And earlier we asked you, do you believe incentives will help boost vaccine confidence? And here are some of your responses. Mark Joseph London says, it's a psychological win-win situation for majority of people. Belle Flores said, incentives won't be necessary if the vaccine that people obviously prefer is available. This netizen on Twitter said, we need quality vaccines to improve confidence. While another said, getting the vaccine itself is a reward. You are rewarded by protecting yourself and others. Well, thank you for joining our discussion tonight. We hope you're now part of the 3% of the vaccinated Filipinos. If you've already gotten your first dose, remember to get your second shot. And if you're still waiting to be called, encourage those who are eligible to already get theirs. Well, the world's best scientists came together to develop these vaccines in record time. It is our shot at saving our lives and that of our loved ones. And here are some guiding words from Albert Bourla, Chairman and CEO of Pfizer. And they are just two words: trust science. And this is The Exchange. We make sense of the facts and the figures and the ups and downs of the business cycle because your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Thanks for watching CNN Philippines. News you can use. News you can trust.